Howdy folks, James at Wrexham, and welcome to episode 1 of The Bench. So the purpose of these videos, depending on how many we do and how much time that we have to devote to this, is to bring you along for a small snapshot of what we do on a regular basis in the testing and design of these projectiles. There is a whole lot here to discuss, and we are severely time limited. So we're going to try to do this the best we can and cover as much ground as we can throughout these videos. Maybe you'll learn something, but ultimately, if it gets you away from your OnlyFans account, it's probably doing you some good. We're watching you. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do in episode 1 is take you through some ballistic testing of our projectiles. Now we're going to be using the True Ballistic Chronograph, which is a fantastic chronograph. It can read out to 300 meters, works in G1 or G7. It's a great unit and we're very, very happy with it. And we're going to take along our Longshot Ranger Plus. Now, yes, I can see the target just fine in this scope. However, this is just a bit of content creation for you guys. Now, we are primarily focused in this video on getting BC data. If I can get a decent load to shoot that I know that I can hunt with in this gun just fine, that is a bonus. But that's all it is. It may happen and may not. But, we can certainly be hopeful. So for those who aren't familiar, this is my 223 test rifle. Now it's a bare stock 1-in-8 twist, 24-inch Hauer varmint. It's got a Nico Sterling 6-24 power, nothing special, and a XRS chassis. Now there's two reasons for that. Number one, it's a great chassis for me. The ergos are awesome. It's a good multi-function platform for hunting and or target use, in my opinion. I just really, really like it. It works for me. And the other thing is because it's a one-piece aluminium frame, you can literally just torque it up, nip it up, and it's done. You don't have to worry about any movement or play or environmental temperature problems that could warp or twist or humidity in a timber stock. So for a test rifle, it's bloody fantastic and it works supremely well. It's capable of shooting some really good groups. Whether or not we get those or not, I don't know. And I will mention the bolt in the 223 as well because it has been bushed, but I'll get to that in a second. All right, so what are we doing? Well, first up, I'll show you this. We now have a row of 55 grain projectiles, well, in fact, a row and a half, and the same in the 69 grain F-bombs. Now, these are all loaded with 2206H, but I will have to impress upon you right now, this is not load data, or you get a smack. So, time is a massive constraint for us at the range, okay? And we got a lot of data to go through. So, top row, I've got 55 grain F-bombs, 2206H, max ADI charge, but they are loaded longer than the book. Winchester small rifle primer, and I'm going to be shooting 6 rounds, well, a couple of siders and warm-ups, then 6 rounds at G1, 6 rounds at G7. And in that time, I will be slightly adjusting the seating depth by 6 thou, jumping, looking for a good node. So we might find it, we might not, but I'm not too stressed about it because we can play more with that later. And they are loaded long. So when it comes to the book, they're just loaded long. Since we now have the bushed bolt, it can handle these pressures and it will not, hopefully, punch a hole in the primer, which the Hauer bolts are notorious for. This one in particular, at a grain less than maximum, was putting holes in primers. No problem. It was out of control. So it's been bushed. We should be able to play properly now. Now, the 69 grains are exactly the same. We're going to be doing exactly the same thing. Again, real focus on BC. If we happen to get some good groups, fantastic. These, I can actually tell you. So I'm starting the 55 grain load at a base to ogive of, I should probably zero that. Would probably be a good start. 1.9130, which correlates to 2.35, and the 69s are going to be about 1.960, bang on, which correlates to 2.3915. So that's where we're starting with that. And, you know, like, yeah, as I said, not really looking for groups, but we are looking for BC. If I find a group, I'll be chuffed. And I'll just load everything to that, slightly long, store it, and then just the night before, I will crack those bullets by seating them to their appropriate seating depth the day before we go shooting. Now we got the 75, 77s and 80s as well. Now there's only 5 shots in here because we have done ballistic testing on all of these before. This is simply a confirmation load, but we'll go through these in the video. The G7s on all of these are very, very close. In fact, the 80s really surprised us because they do have a bigger hollow point, but they're really slippery for what they are. They're a lot shorter than a lot of the other 80s out there, but they still very close to keeping up at any sort of reasonable 2-3 hunting range. So be interesting to see if I can get a decent group out of this. But anyway, we're not there for that. We are literally there for BC. Well, so there's a few rounds to shoot here. We've got a total of 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 42. 42 rounds. That's quite a bit for one setting to manage barrel heat. So I'm going to have to be a bit careful, but we'll take our time, we'll do it properly, and then we'll get back here and analyze some data. But anyway, let's get all this stuff packed up and get out there to the range. Now I only have 5 of each of these, and I apologize if the wind noise is hectic, but I'm going to be doing the 75s now at the bottom left hand target. I won't be able to do any sort of load development on these today.
Brand new front.
Okay. 2008 54. So far, so good. Don't screw it up. Whoa. Let's keep going. Let's just do a 5-shotter. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. And all things considered, it's not a bad group. All right, well, I'm not going to be looking any gift horses in the mouth. That is a 0.55 inch 5-shot group at 100 yards with a 75 grain F-bomb with an average velocity of 2847. That is smoking fast and it's smoking accurate. And I'm going to take that gift from that gift horse and run with it. So I'm really excited by that. Not every group was as good as that, granted, but again, if I got lucky, I'm going to run with it. So that's exciting. The only other thing I would say now is all of our G7 data is on the website. All right, so now that that's done, we have some work to do. This Howa is coming out of the MDT chassis and going back in its hunting chassis. Well, hunting, I should say, stock, which is just a buffalo camo stock. Now I've bedded this, as you can see, and I've reinforced up here with some carbon fiber rod and epoxy to make it stiff, man. Like, it is tough. And I filled the back with some epoxy as well. So it is a really rigid, just buffalo camo, cheap hunting stock. It's been pillar bedded. So it shoots pretty good. So I'm going to put a bipod back on this and take it to the range to have some more fun with the 69, 75s, etc. And yeah, use the 22 GT for some other stuff later on. But I'm going to have some fun with that. And I want to put the bipod back on just out of interest at some stage. Number two, taking the Arca rail off the target rifle, the 6GT target rifle of mine that's coming off now. And we are also putting, actually I'll talk about these in a second. We are putting the 6 Creedmoor into the MDT XRS chassis because our 6mm and 6.5 bullets are on the way now for us to get making them, or I should say jackets, to start actually doing some development on those, which will be super, super cool. All right, so I'm going to get into changing these guns over. I'll leave the thing in the back, but anyway, ballistic testing with all of our stuff. All of our G7s are up there now. I got a chance to use the Longshot Ranger Plus again. However, if it looks really blurry, that's my fault. It's usually clear as day. I was in a rush and I messed some stuff up and trying to think of everything I had to do. I didn't put the camera close enough or far enough away from the target to give it a good image. That's my fault. The Longshot Ranger Plus usually has a super crisp image. So anyway, it is what it is. But anyway, I'll get this video up and then we're going to do the rest of this crap because there's so much of it.